Subscribe for classified stories. The CIA operation that changed the Cold War. Revealed for the first time. The world is divided. Cold War tension hangs in the air. World War II had ended, but peace didn't follow. Two superpowers rose from the ashes, the United States and the Soviet Union. Democracy versus communism. Freedom versus control. A silent struggle for world influence began, and the Cold War was born. The Cold War, a secret that changed everything. 1950s, a world on edge. Newspapers warned of an invisible enemy, and every headline felt like a countdown. Crowds gathered, restless, uncertain. Soldiers marched as if preparing for a war that no one wanted, but everyone feared. No battlefield, no declared war, only spies, only information. The side that knew more would win. Inside the CIA's war room, strategy was everything. Intelligence was the currency of power. Nuclear missiles rolling down streets like metal giants, a silent reminder of how fragile peace had become. Washington, D.C. stands tall on one side of the world, the Kremlin on the other. Two capitals, two ideologies, locked in a tension that would shape the century. This was the beginning. A Cold War where power was measured not only by bombs, but by secrets. Inside the CIA war room, the air was thick with tension. Dim lights glowed over men in tailored suits, bent over classified documents that could shift the balance of the world. Typewriters clacked like nervous heartbeats. Rotary phones rang with urgency. Every call a potential disaster, or a chance to gain the upper hand. On the far wall, a world map stretched across the room, dotted with pins, strings, and secrets. Lines of power, fear, and strategy hidden in plain sight. Cigarette smoke curled beneath the warm tungsten lamps, and in that haze, decisions were made. Quietly, strategically. Decisions that would never make the headlines. The streets of Moscow lay silent under a heavy winter night. Snow fell softly, muffling footsteps as a lone figure moved through shadowed alleys. A trench coat, a hat pulled low, breath visible in the cold air. He stopped, glanced around. Empty. Slowly, deliberately, he placed a microfilm under a loose brick, hiding it from prying eyes. Every movement calculated, every sound amplified by the quiet night. In the frozen darkness, secrets passed silently, and history shifted, unseen. Failing was not an option. One wrong move could trigger nuclear war. To execute the mission, they needed someone invisible. A man with no past on record, no future guaranteed. His name remains classified, known only in whispers, as the Ghost. Every detail mattered. A single mistake could expose the operation. The warm amber glow highlighted the gravity of the work, and as the top secret stamp slowly rotated, it marked not just paper, but the fate of nations. October 1962. The world held its breath. On televisions across America, President Kennedy addressed a nation gripped by fear. In distant waters, military ships moved with precision, nuclear missiles were loaded, and every command carried the weight of catastrophe. Red alert warnings flashed across screens. The countdown was not just numbers, it was the pulse of humanity. In these moments, the fate of millions rested on decisions made behind closed doors, unseen by the world, yet felt by all. Inside the high-stakes war room, generals and officers leaned over a long table, eyes fixed on a projected map of Cuba. Markers moved strategically, tracing the positions of Soviet missiles. Every gesture, every finger pointing, carried the weight of global survival. Cigarette smoke curled through the dimly lit room, mingling with the tension. Decisions here were not just about strategy. They were about preventing a war that could consume the world. As dawn broke over Washington, D.C., the tension that had gripped the world began to ease. A classified folder closed quietly, its secrets safely tucked away. The American flag waved gently in the morning light, a symbol of resilience and vigilance. Cold, harsh tones of fear slowly gave way to warm, hopeful colors. In the quiet of the early hours, the world exhaled, unaware of the silent battles fought to keep it safe. In the dark prison corridor, metal doors clanged shut with echoes that seemed to linger forever. A solitary light flickered overhead, casting long, dramatic shadows across the walls. A lone figure walked between guards, his silhouette swallowed by the gloom. Every step resonated with uncertainty. Every shadow whispered secrets of a world unseen. In this place, fate hung heavily, and history moved quietly in the darkness. Some secrets are never meant to be seen. Pages filled with blacked-out redaction lines hide the truth from prying eyes. Slowly, the camera pulls back to reveal a thick file stamped "Top Secret." Each turning page carries the weight of hidden decisions, untold missions, and history that remains classified. And as the final page fades to black, the static hum reminds us, some stories are meant to stay in the shadows. Some victories are never celebrated. Some missions remain hidden, until now. But we disclosed it, and this classified secret was: during the Cuban Missile Crisis, the CIA and U.S. intelligence closely monitored Soviet missile development and troop movements using U-2 spy planes, satellites, and secret agents, giving the United States precise knowledge of missile locations and capabilities. Behind the scenes, Khrushchev and Kennedy negotiated in secret, with the U.S. agreeing to remove Jupiter missiles from Turkey in exchange for the Soviets withdrawing missiles from Cuba, keeping the deal hidden to manage public perception. Both superpowers exercised strategic restraint, fully aware that a nuclear exchange would be catastrophic, while covert operations, information warfare, and subtle psychological tactics allowed the United States to influence Soviet decisions without triggering open conflict. And the story becomes clear. This was the CIA operation that changed the Cold War. Subscribe for classified stories.